Okay, so any question?
So I've created the resource to CLI interface of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
Trying to create the VM.
Okay. You can play around, in the backend. If any challenges, we can discuss there. Okay.
Okay.
Play around with that. Yeah, let's move forward. Okay, so in first week, actually, I will share with you my CV. The old CV, the cloud architect one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your experience is 10 years already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go for AZ 303 and 304 also, Anup.
Okay.
Okay, because AZ 104 will be not sufficient. So do the certification part actually mostly. Okay, getting my point.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think that is required. This is networking. Storage part we already covered or not?
No, storage we have not covered.
Okay, let's jump on networking first. Okay, so how much you are hands-on networking, Anup?
The basic like CCNA.
CCNA. Okay. Yeah, so need not to worry. Cloud networking is very easy actually. Okay. So no CCNP, CCI, and CCNA is fine because I'm giving training to CCI people of Azure Cloud, Google Cloud. So that's easy thing, motivation I'm giving you. Cloud networking is super easy. Okay. So just try to understand underlay networking. Okay. And overlay networking. Any thought process?
Underlay networking, overlay networking.
Mhm. So you have physical switches, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Physical routers, physical firewalls.
Mm-hmm.
That is known as underlay networking.
Okay.
Gone case for us because we have to focus on overlay networking. Overlay networking is nothing. It's like complete virtualized networking, like VMware, right? In VMware, we have distributed switch. You must heard about PDS, BSSS, right? Standard switch, right? So in VMware, we have complete virtualized switches or virtualized, networking. And in the same way, in Azure Cloud, we are using complete overlay networking. Means we don't know the firewall, we don't know the our physical connectivity with the switches or routers or firewall, right? Because we are using in Azure Cloud as a service as a IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Clear? So you understand the difference between underlay and overlay?
Yeah.
Simple. Okay. Let's talk about VLAN. What is VLAN?
It's virtual network
Mm-hmm.
which is created so that the different department or projects can able to access their network only.
Right. VLAN, and we'll discuss VXLAN. You heard about VXLAN?
No, not.
Okay, we'll discuss. So VLAN, so just to use the maximum utilization of your network, right? You're doing the multiple VLAN, in the same network from the same switch. So the problem with this VXLAN, VLAN actually, you are going to get only this of network
Mm-hmm.
4094.
Very good.
Here you are going to get
16
16
million.
million. Yes. Smile. We are in Lucknow. So 16 million number is very big actually. See, if the VLAN, the companies will be relying on the VLAN technology, right? So they have to, they cannot hire beyond employee number is 4094. They cannot have employee 4095. Getting my point? But if you
Mhm.
have VXLAN, you are going to get capability of 16 million, which is big number. You cannot use in this era actually, right?
Mm.
So that's another difference. Okay.
Okay.
So another thing, these are the your networking terminology. Let's come to Azure Cloud Networking because you are creating VMs, so you are getting their NSGs, a lot of things. So let's try to understand those things actually. So this is your VM1 and this is your VM2. Okay. And V1 has its own IP address, right? So it's part of, suppose, subnet A, and this is part of subnet B. Okay, let's keep it 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2 will be simple, right? 1 and 2. Okay, and this subnet is controlled by network security group 1, and this will be controlled by NSG2. Okay,
Mhm.
and in combination, your top level networking will come as a, what is it? What? Sorry, like this, and we call it VNet, right?
Okay.
VNet. So in Azure Cloud, top level networking is your VNet. Okay, and
Okay.
VNet has its CIDR. CIDR, classless internet dynamic routing protocol. Classes.
Mm. Yeah.
So CIDR range will be there, means IP address range will be there, in
Mhm.
which you have multiple subnet. Okay, within the VNet, and those subnets you can create multiple VMs, right, by assigning
Mhm.
IP address and everything. But those will be controlled by the firewall, like NSG, Network Security Group, NSG2. So suppose how this VM1 and VM2 communicate. Any thought process? Suppose you want to ping VM1 to VM2. How it is possible?
Like through combine the network or do the
So
netting
no,
part over.
right. So you have to create here firewall rules in NSG1, means you are going to allow this VM2 here, right? And in the same vice versa, if you want communication from VM2 to VM1, you have to create both ways actually. Getting my point? NSG1 and NSG2. Else VM1 and VM2 cannot communicate. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So we call it one terminology, remember, very useful for interviews. Okay.
Mhm.
Micro segmentation. Big word. So it is also hectic for panel also to understand what word Anup already told. Micro segmentation. What is micro segmentation?
Dividing the this networking part over there.
Mm, so actually,
Mhm.
is this micro segmentation is possible in on-premise or not?
I don't think so.
Because there we are using completely hardware devices, right? hardware, physical switch, physical routers. So micro segmentation is not possible. Even in hardware firewall, it is not possible. Okay. Micro segmentation means security at each layer, security at each workload.
Okay.
Means even your VM is playing with security. It has one subnet. One subnet cannot communicate to another subnet. You know, the VLAN, the subnetting and everything, right?
Yeah.
This cannot communicate because those are part of different network.
Mhm.
But by using NSG, you can, by creating rules, firewall rules, you can make communication between one VM to another VM, right? And
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
beauty. Means you have complete security of your resources. Clear?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And suppose you have two VNet. Two VNet means VNet 1 and VNet 2. How they communicate? We have terminology VNet peering. Okay.
Okay.
What we do enable the VNet peering, and how the you want one project or one, your resource group things will communicate to each other. So you have to do two-way peering. Means VNet peering from VNet 1 to VNet 2 and vice versa.
Okay.
Any question?
Yeah.
This is the
So this all
fundamental of the
this.
networking. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Mhm.
like energy is also configured on Azure over here.
Okay, just repeat your question.
I'm saying the energy, the network, so it is
Mm.
also created on Azure cloud. Like we will
Mm.
configure it, or who that
Yeah, it will
is.
be already configured. Need not to worry. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay, so you can do customize also. You have option. You have two options. You can use their created NSGs, and you can also create custom one, yours one. Okay,
Okay.
it will depend what kind of infrastructure you're using. You're using IaaS or PaaS or SaaS. Okay, so things are pretty simple here. Okay, so let's go to the this. And let's now you will understand the networking actually. That's why I've given you some background. Okay. uh, okay, what is happening here?
Virtual network subnet and IC virtual machine on premises. It is combining both the thing on premises and virtual network.
So let's focus on left hand side only, right?
Okay.
So you have one VNet. This is virtual network, nothing, it's a VNet only, right? VNet.
Mhm.
And in this VNet you have two subnets, like one subnet actually, one subnet, and within the subnet you have two VMs, VM1 and VM2, and NIC will be part of the VM only, right?
Mhm.
Or take example, you have, you have two virtual machines and their own NIC actually. So how the security posturing happening? Right hand side part I'll come later. Let's discuss the first this part actually. What is
Okay.
happening? Just read these things actually to understand the theoretical part of this.
Logical representation of your own network.
Mm,
Creating a dedicated private cloud only virtual network.
Azure cloud, right?
Securely extend your data center with virtual networks.
Right.
Enable
And last,
hybrid cloud scenario.
yes. So suppose you want to connect your Azure public cloud to your on-premise data center. What will
Okay.
happen? So you need express route
Mhm.
or you need VPN connectivity.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are requirement. It will depend on the requirement. What kind of your requirement and project requirement and the customer requirement. You have to choose from VPN in between from VPN and express route. So the problem with the VPN is very slow. Why VPN
Mhm.
is slow? Any idea?
Because it is going on company network and consuming a bandwidth over
That's not the reason. The technical reason is IPsec protocol. Okay.
there. Okay.
VPN uses IPsec protocol, and which protocol? The protocol is doing the lot of encryption and decryption. Okay, and it is going to add IP header into your network, and that is going to slow down your bandwidth. Getting my point? So VPN will be never fast. You know, since ages we have seen VPN will be always slow because a lot of security features are there. That's why. Getting my point? Encryption and
Yeah.
decryption, and bandwidth will be also very low. If you need higher bandwidth connectivity, you have to go for express route. Okay. The express route works on which protocol? BGP. What is BGP?
Border Gateway Protocol.
How it works?
It's find the shortest path of the routing thing
Mhm.
and do the packet transaction over there.
Right, by help of ISPs, internet
Yeah.
service
So,
providers. Okay, so your on-premise network will be will be connecting through express route to the virtual network of the Azure cloud. That's the connectivity will happen. Okay, so this is the pictorial discussion here, and here within the virtual network you can create multiple subnets, right? As I already shown you. So within the BNet, you can create multiple subnets like subnet 0, subnet 1. It's up to you. Okay. And those subnets, if you want to play your virtual network, you can create, you already created virtual network, right? In your lab, right?
no,
You can
virtual
play around.
network.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can play around with the virtual network, right? So, and you can also do the virtual network peering also. Okay. So that will be a practice session for you to understand things. What is difference between public IP and private IP?
So it's depend on the like class of the IP addresses which we have.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
IP range we are using.
Okay. So
The 10,
actually, mhm, those are
like the,
classes actually. Yeah, classes,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So because we have to use those resources on Azure cloud from the internet.
Mhm.
Okay. So from the internet access, we need public IP,
Yeah.
and those public IP, through a public IP, we can access our resources.
Mhm.
Internal IP address will be always private in the public cloud also, in the Azure cloud, right? And what how you can make a private IP to public IP? Any idea?
Through
Netting?
yeah.
Through netting, yeah, right. So if you want to make your private IP to be external world, as if people can, resources can access on the internet, you have to make it by using netting.
Netting.
Okay. So those concept are of IP addressing and everything is there. Create public IP address, and you can play around. You need dynamic, same like you have in DSCP. You know how in DSCP, what is DSCP?
So it's dynamic host configuration protocol which provides a dynamic IP to the host.
And what about static IP?
Static IP, it is configured by the manual on the system, or you can able to bind the IP or MAC address to DHCP.
Through DSCP, right? So DSCP is going to provide you all your static and dynamic IP, right? For
Yeah.
static, you have to configure your MAC address, right? Simple. Okay, so there are virtual machines, okay, and load balancer. What is load balancer?
Load balancer is a server like which is balancing the load of the like database and everything.
An example?
Example is like we are having one application which is running and we
Mm-hmm.
having a database server over there. So if uh, if like one got consumed or one got down, the another will work at the same time, or the
Mm-hmm.
data got consumed on the one server mode, so it will be automatically got synced with the another server.
Yeah, so it's a part of high availability,
High
right?
use. Yeah.
So load balancer will be, one VIP will be there in the backend, multiple pool of servers. So the connection is coming to VIP, and it will be taking from one of the server. That's you already explained, right? What is VPN
Yeah.
gateway?
So VPN is a virtual private network gateway.
Mm-hmm.
So like we are using a VPN to get connected to the on premises of the company over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the different authentication ways were used for the VPN.
Have you ever used Cisco AnyConnect,
Yeah,
VPN connectivity?
yeah.
So there you have might be seeing a lot of location wise, India, Japan, US. Have you seen that?
Location wise, we have not seen. I have in
It's
my system.
yeah. So it's like so India VPN. There will be Asia Pacific VPN. Different VPNs will be
Mhm.
there. Else it will be very slow. So that's the gateway kind of you are going to use VPN gateway. Okay. The last. What is application gateway?
The same like VPN gateway is the application gateway that where it need to be configured or where we need to access that thing.
Mhm. So yeah, application gateway is completely for only applications actually.
Yeah.
Like the application gateway will be for securing your application. The URL, SSL, TLS binding for the application specific, right? So whom you can assign IP address, public, private, all those documentation you can go through. So here we go. Okay, let's jump on. What is NSG?
Network security group.
Okay. And what will be role of NSGs?
It will create a security group and
Mm-hmm.
uh, like types of authentication will be there, like checks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's share your screen. We'll go into the lab actually. Theoretical part will cover later, so it will be pretty easy for you to understand. Share your screen and log in the portal quickly. Yeah. Because things will be easy, after seeing in the portal. But yes, networking is quite easy in cloud. In on-premise, it was like rocket science earlier.
We have to open security group.
So yeah, you see, you have VNet already, right? VNet is already there. Go to NSG, Network Security Group. NSG, yeah, first one, right? So you have many NSGs, right? Create another NSG or leave it. Okay, go to subnet, leave it. Yeah, search for subnet. It's not showing. Virtual network. Go to virtual network. Yeah, virtual network. We'll see there inside there, right? Go any VNet. Yeah, and click on this is your subnet will come into this picture. Subnets left side, subnets are showing. Yeah, subnets. Yeah, so you can see here, just add another subnet. Yeah, test or something you take. Yeah, so here you can take a network security group. Go no, not this. Go up. NSG is there, na? Select any NSG what you already created. Okay, make sure that you are okay. Go to and save it. Any services you can select, not required. Save it. Why fail?
From the right open because
You have logged.
log.
Actually, we played on the select another one. Yeah, select another. See, features are working. Yeah, go another one. Yeah, right. You logged this one also. Select another one. So you doing a lot of lab activities. Great. Okay, click that. Yeah.
Log.
So you are locking everyone. Okay, just create new one. Okay, just go there and create another NSG and create yeah, create another NSG. So we'll be creating one subnet. and then we'll be associating the subnet with one of the NSG. Why we are associating this subnet with NSG? Because our NSG is going to work on top of NSG and VMs, right? Remember, that's why we are doing that.
So I have to create one virtual network, no?
Not required. Virtual network is already there, right? Virtual network is already there. Yeah, go and create NSG. And make sure that we are playing with only this resource group Anup only. Hit on create. And quickly go to the virtual network. And now go to any VNet. No, don't create VNet. Yeah. Okay. What you created actually? And click on subnets. Subnets. Left side. Subnets. Yeah. Okay.
Not
This is your. Just click on hit on add subnet. No, not same subnet you created.
no, test 20 it is not reflecting over here.
Okay. Just hit on subnet. Add on subnet. Plus sign is there. Yeah. Hit there. Yeah. Create it. And now we're using the same NSG what we created. Okay.
I have
Name
to
it.
write same name.
No. It's different. Yeah. So it's not mandatory. Subnets. Yeah. Take NSG what you created. Test 20 or I think test 20 only. Right. Save. Click on save. Just go up. Just scroll up. Is right down the range actually. Sorry. 10 dot. Yeah. 10.0.0 /2/24.
Slash
No. Four digits, right? Yeah. /24. It's taking or not? Reserved. Okay. So take no. Take 0 only. Malformed. Yeah. Take 0 only. 0. Remove 2. Take 0. Yeah. No space, sir. /24. Subnet range is not contain the virtual network address space. Okay. Okay. Make 10.1.
another
10.1.
subnet.
Hmm?
I think that we have to it's showing example like this.
No. I think you are putting range. No, not required. Put there 10.1. 10.1. Let's see. And /24. Some
Over
overlap is coming because might be using the same subnet for there, right? Okay. So 10.1.1. Make it 10.1.1. Just to make changes. Yeah. Okay. And /1. .1.
/1 you're saying.
No. /24 is fine. Make it /16. Not working. So yeah, because it looks like some overlapping is coming there. Okay, give me control. Yeah, which ranges will take 10 dot.
It is showing that it is a reserved IP address.
Let me take 5. Is not a valid use.
You have to take subnet range.
24 also not taking now.
So I think so 10 I subnet is not taken to change it.
Okay, just minimize it. What is this using already? This one, right? Okay, not a problem. Just go to this subnet. Click on this subnet. Yeah,
This one.
click. Yeah, click here. Okay, so you can see here it is taking. Just change the network security group here downside. Come down. Network security NSG. Take test 20. Hit. Okay. So just for lab activities actually, right? So uh, 3 things you have to remember. You have VNet. Okay.
Mhm.
You have subnets. So VNet are directly connected to your subnets. So within the same VNet, you can create multiple subnets. Okay. To control your traffic from one subnet to another subnet, you are creating your NSGs, network security group, as a firewall. Okay. Getting my point?
Mhm.
So now search for network security group, search NSG, click there, and let's try to go to any NSG, test 20. Okay. Let's take this one. Come down. Yeah, see, you can see here you have inbound security rules, right?
Mhm.
And
And now,
outbound security rules means it's kind of firewall. It is working like firewall.
okay.
Okay, you can control anything. Suppose you want to add any new, any new, new rule you want to create, or you want to modify any rule. All those traffic you are rules, everything you are going to create here only. Okay,
So like if I want to block something,
you have to do here only.
from where I can do?
Go to inbound security rules in left side, top settings, under settings, top. Yeah, see, inbound. Yeah, click add, yeah. So this is, you are going to create new rule actually. Okay, so as is source, the first thing, see. Okay, you play around what you want to do.
Source port.
Destination, any specific IP address you want to do, or any, or virtual network. So it's kind of firewall thing. You can modify, you can define here, and for which services actually you're going to do that. Okay, and this priority is like maximum the numbers, those are, priority listing. Sorry. So you are blocking TCP something?
Like if I want to block YouTube,
Okay.
and
Mhm. So do you know what protocol YouTube use actually?
HTTPS,
Mm-hmm. Or UDP? What is the
UDP,
difference
not
between TCP and UDP?
UDP is used in like voice. It will not give the acknowledgement of the packet. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are using in telephone while talking.
Okay. What protocol this Zoom is using? Zoom. We are doing the meetings, training sessions.
It's
Hmm.
using TCP.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
HTTPS it will use.
No, it's using UDP.
Okay.
And in the back end, as a backup, it is using TCP. TCP.
Okay.
Why it is using UDP? Any idea?
The voice part, like
Yes. If it will use TCP, the problem is I will say hi.
hmm,
You will hear this after a few seconds. Actually, there will be
yeah,
delay. There will be
yeah.
latency. So
Mhm.
UDP, the beauty, UDP is not reliable. UDP is not reliable, but it's very helpful into video conversation and audio conversation, because
Hmm.
it doesn't need any acknowledgement, right? Because TCP do three-way handshake. Data gone, acknowledgement come, then data will receive. Getting a point? So it's
Yeah.
time taking. There will delay a few seconds, few milliseconds. But through UDP, you're not going to get. Same like YouTube also using UDP only. Okay.
If I click and add, it will be added.
Yeah, you can add it, but it is not going to work because see, YouTube is kind of application. You cannot
Yeah.
block application from here. This is kind of network security. For that, you have to play around on application firewall. Getting my point?
Mhm.
There are different things, but yes, for testing, just click on add, see what happens. We'll see. Just click, hit on add. Yeah, successfully created, but it's not useful because we don't have any anything here actually. Getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of NSG. You can play around uh, with your fire, controlling the traffic from one VM to another VM. Okay. How you can block one VM to another VM? By using IP address, right?
Mhm.
There was also option of IP address, right? Have you seen that the IP address details like VM virtual machine IP address, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We have to allot the IP address over there.
Oh, stop sharing. Stop sharing. You play around with this, okay? That will give you more confidence actually. Just play around. So okay, so NSG is there. Same way you seen this NSG, right, in your lab also. So what NSG is doing? It is completely providing you micro segmentation, right? And it is directly associated with subnet, right? You can create inbound outbound traffic rules, and also it is doing limitation of
Limited
your
data.
network traffic across the resources in the virtual network, right? Clear? So NSG rules, these are inbound outbound, need not to tell you. Anything you are
Mhm.
going to allow here, deny here, it will be applicable. Okay. But in production, we are going to play around some real kind of scenario. Okay. And how can you explain me this thing, how it is happening here?
And it full energy or related to underlying loop of the subnet and inline. So two energy is communicated.
Mhm.
Uh, one subnet is there So like you have told that it will be like auto integrated.
Right? Yeah, auto integrated, right? But
Yeah.
how the communication is happening? Read these three items here, then we will understand.
Energies are evaluated independently for the subnet and NIC and
Means
allow.
means you can apply NSG on subnet and also on NIC level also. NIC means VM level,
Mhm.
right? Just go
Okay.
for another one. Next.
And allow rules must exist at both level for traffic to be admitted. You
Yes, means allow. You have to make allow rule. Then communication will happen, right? And the last one,
use the effective rule link if you are not sure which security rules are being applied.
like take your example. You created YouTube to blocking the YouTube, right? On port 8080 or 80 something, right? But
Mhm.
that is not going to help because you don't have control on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So just testing, we are doing that. So you have to make sure that what rules you are going to create, it is going to be effective. Clear?
Uh,
So creating an SG rule, you are going to define all those things, right? You have already seen how to create port priority. You have to decide port ranges, single port or multiple port, right? Services. Okay. What is Azure Firewall? And why do we need firewall again? Because we have NSG already there, right? Why do we need Azure Firewall? Any idea?
for security purpose, like.
See, yes, actually, you need holistic approach of security. Holistic security of your environment. It's not like you just want to play only secure through network security. So NSG is mostly for your secure network security. Getting my point? So we have
Mhm.
many other security posting like data security, you know our identity security. Lot of things are there, but
Mhm.
NSG is what is doing. NSG is doing only network security. Getting my point?
Yeah.
Firewall is going to do the complete holistic approach, complete firewalling, complete security, right? On top of, as an add-on, security, right? So what is happening here? Try to understand here things. So already you have spoke one or spoke two. So how the spokes are defined? Like you have VNets, you
Mhm.
know, your VNet networking. Why VNet is coming here? Because within the VNet you have multiple subnets,
But
and in
mhm.
in those subnets you have multiple VMs, right? So they divided in two: spoke one and spoke two.
So,
Okay, oh, think like this is different VNet, this is different VNet kind of. Okay,
mm,
it is directly hitting to Azure firewall. Okay,
okay.
so Azure firewall will be your connect. So like this is your on premise.
Mhm.
So on premise will be connecting to your Azure firewall. By how it will be connecting? Through express route or VPN, remember?
Mhm. Yeah.
So everything will be hitting to Azure firewall, right? And as you know, your Azure firewall is going to work on layer 3 to layer 7 or layer 4 to layer 7. Your firewall is going to work. So like threat intelligence, like your any DDoS attack, any kind of attack, any kind of intelligence is coming. So Azure firewall is going to be taking care of all inbound outbound traffic, not only related with your networking, related with your application, everything actually. And even also it is going to take care of your on premise connectivity with your Azure public cloud. It will come into the picture, right? By default, for internet, traffic will be denied mode. You have to allow. Getting my point? So when you are going to configure this Azure firewall, this will be by default denied. You have to create rules for your own uses, for your own project, for your own requirement. What you want, you create the rule and you get it done. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So the Azure firewall is add-on security, and that's mandatory kind of, which is going to give you holistic, to stopping the attacks, on application layer or infrastructure layer or any layer actually. Getting my point? So
Yeah.
just read these things, you will understand very quickly. Quickly read it.
Stateful firewall as a service
Hold on.
built in.
What is
Yeah.
the stateless then?
uh, which is not having the any range.
Yeah, so might be our hardware firewalls, like physical legacy firewall, which are behaving like a stateless. But a stateless firewall is not going to help into the Azure cloud or public cloud. We need stateful, where you are going to get all the information of the traffic and everything, because then you are going to going to do your intel, threat intelligence or threat intel things are you are going to take and do there, right? What is next?
Built in high availability with unrestricted cloud scalability.
Means high availability. So there will be not only one Azure firewall, there will be multiple Azure firewalling for high availability of these. So you have to make sure that your the firewalling, your Azure firewall is highly available, HA, right? Then
Right.
you can create, you can apply the policies and everything, right? You can do filtering also. Threat intelligence based filtering means you can apply, you can create rules for filtering also, right? And your
Mm.
Azure monitor, Azure logging, Azure insight will be fully integrated with your Azure firewall, right? And if you have hybrid kind of environment, hybrid environment means you have on-prem then Azure cloud, right? So it is going to support you the complete, like your express route or VPN connectivity. So we have two ways only to connect on-premise with Azure cloud, right? VPN or express route, right? So it will be also taking care of our on-premise things coming data or application connectivity to your Azure firewall. So it's mandatory kind of thing, and which is going to as a security, it is going to make secure your complete hybrid cloud environment. Any question?
So, like we have created VMs, firewall, and everything. So, how we is there any restore point or some backup which we need to create or what?
Backup means backup of your resources.
Resources as well as the configuration which is done. Like I have created one firewall today.
Mhm.
Somehow it got deleted or something happened, or so how
Mhm.
it can be restored.
Got deleted. Okay. Hmm. So first thing, configuration things you cannot restore like that. Getting my point? Those things you are configuring, what firewall you are configuring. But if you have high availability of your resources, right? You have Azure firewall will be not only one firewall, right? So it will be available in different regions, zones, right? So those, if you are intentionally doing that, those will actually will be broken actually. But yes, you have DR services available, or you have already backup of your resources, you can restore from there. But as your firewall configuration, how will you restore? Because you are intentionally, or it got misconfigured, so you cannot restore, you have to reconfigure. Getting my point?
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, the resources, what resources I'm talking about? Your networking resources, your storage resources, your compute resources, all those things you can restore. You have Azure backup option. You know, have you seen the Azure backup thing?
Yeah, I've seen the Azure backup.
Yeah. So Azure backup to
Like
restore your.
uh,
Mm.
previously, what we are doing, like we are having a firewall. So
Mm-hmm.
we export the file and keep the things over there. If anything goes wrong, we then
Mm-hmm.
import it like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So actually, here you are not going to get those kind of things. Actually, getting my point. So the
Yeah.
we have seen in Netscaler. Have you ever used Netscaler? Citrix Netscaler?
No.
Like F5, we have Palo Alto firewall, Cisco firewall. So there in hardware you have option, to configure. So See, these for these things you need not to worry about, because these things will be provided by the Azure only. Getting my point? And
Mhm.
suppose you have changed, so any VM you are creating, suppose you created one VM in, so you are going to get 3 copies of that same VM. Getting my point? Means it will be in one, like if you are talking about same data center, same availability zone, so it will be lying in 3 racks. Suppose one VM you deleted, another 2 VM instances running. So
Mhm.
backup is like selling agenda for the Azure, but your VM is not gone. It's still lying in the different racks or different zones. Same as Azure firewall. If you configure, it's Azure responsibility. Getting my point?
Yeah.
It's not on-premise kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
It's gone and how will retrieve. So not it's Azure responsibility. Okay, to provide high availability and everything. Suppose you make any changes, so you can log a ticket for that. It's something, you are seeing some changes are there, so you can also so that's why we have Azure monitor also. Getting my point? So there
Yeah.
you can see if someone changes it, you can, then in that way we can restore it by getting the all those data. But you have many zones, many availability zones, so that will be responsibility of the Azure cloud. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so implementing firewall. So like here you can see the bigger picture for the firewalling, so
Mhm.
see here, where is firewall? Can you see the firewall?
Yeah. In mid, like your firewall, the wall which is.
So this is your firewall, this one,
Mhm.
right? So see here, you have this is your on-prem, right? This is your on-prem, and this is, I just forget this. Remember these things actually. Azure firewall is coming here, along with Azure Bastion is there, and VPN gateway is there. What is Azure Bastion?
Not again.
Like you heard about Jumpbox?
Jump servers you are talking about.
Yeah, Jump server. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I have heard about jump servers.
What is Jump server?
Like it is a remote based server. We are taking those server to uh, get some activities done on that.
Hmm. Right. So to connect any server, so that Jump server or Jump box, whatever you want to say it, it will be placed behind the firewall. Okay, and you can access your environment by logging. Suppose you have to connect one of the server of your environment, right? So what you will do, you will first connect your Jump server, okay, and then you will connect your server, your resource server. So extra security means directly you are not connecting your resources or server from from the internet. It's a security concern. Getting my point?
First, we have to connect the VPN, then we will.
No, no, yeah, VPN is okay. Yeah, for VPN, why you're connecting? Because without VPN, you cannot connect to your Jump server, right?
Yeah.
So you connect first VPN, then give your Jump server. So Azure Bastion is the same solution, okay, through
Okay.
which you can access your resources. Okay, it will be placed in one of the private NSG, private network, from where you are going to connect all your resources by using URL. You can use that. Okay.
Okay.
Now coming to VPN gateway is like for connectivity to your
Uh-huh.
on-premise network, right? And the
Okay.
Azure firewall coming to the picture. So Azure firewall is like for all the traffic in and out, everything it is going to do actually, right? And the last, see here, spoke network, virtual network. Virtual network means you have two NSGs. See, this is the NSG logo actually, NSG1, NSG2. And in NSG, you have subnets, resource subnet 1, resource subnet 2 kind of. There are 3 VMs. So all those are communicating, all those things are happening. Let's focus on Azure firewall only, right here. So all those what is this peer network, virtual network?
Weird, like we have combined two network over.
So might be this your hub virtual network, it's a different
Mhm.
VNet, right? And
Mhm.
this VNet is a different VNet, right? So for communication, we are doing peering,
Yeah.
VNet peering, remember?
Mhm.
So we are doing the VNet peering and how the communication is happening. Everything, monitoring, diagnosis, everything uh, happening here. So let's read these three items to understand better these things. Go one by one.
A hub spoke network topology is recommended. Okay.
Mhm.
Shared
Okay,
sub.
so what is hub and spoke? Have you do you understand that or not?
Yeah. Hub I can understand. Spoke.
So actually, hub you can treat it as a control plane.
Okay.
Understood? Control plane. And in spoke, your resources will be lying. Getting my point? See, because you cannot place Azure firewall in the same VNet, right?
Mhm.
If you are going, so why we are placing in a different VNet? Because Azure firewall is going to data hit from the network from anywhere, from any network, right? It should not
Mhm.
be restricted with this resource, because this Azure firewall is not only responsible for this VNet only, right? It will be
Yeah.
responsible whole Azure cloud, your complete project. Getting my point? So
Mhm.
you can take hub and spoke as a control. Hub is a control plane, and Spock is your resources VNet. So control VNet and Spock is your resource VNet. Simple. Next,
Shared services are placed in the hub virtual network.
is it clear now?
Yeah.
So Azure firewall is kind of shared services. Why
Mhm.
shared services? Because the same firewall is going to take care of your all the incoming and outgoing traffic related to your application, with your with your compute resources, everything. And the last,
Each environment is deployed to a spoke to maintain isolation.
it's clear now.
Yeah.
So your one project, so there might be Spoke 1, Spoke 2, Spoke 3 for different projects, right? And
Mhm.
different network you have. So the purpose of doing this, creating the Spoke for security, for isolation. So far, so good. Is it clear or any
Yeah.
confusion?
No.
So what we are doing actually, Azure Firewall is a common server service. Azure Bastion is also going to common service. VPN Gateway is also common service. So we are
Mhm.
placing in one hub, virtual network, hub VNet, right? The control plane, shared services kind of. It is going to do the net VNet peering with your SPOCs to provide access to on-premise or over the internet. Simple as it is simple, like is. Any question? This is very interesting actually, and many
No
questions will be asked from the interview also.
push
Yeah.
that
Okay, so you are going to create firewall rules, you are going to do netting. Why netting required? When you want mean to public IP to internet
I
facing, then you need netting. Okay, what is Azure DNS? What is DNS?
domain name services.
Domain name services. It is same like Azure DNS is here, and you will find it is also playing the same role kind of, because DNS is a mandatory part. So
Mhm.
remember, we created the custom domain,
Yeah.
okay, and hopefully you joined your machine also, luckily or not. It is still, it's done,
Yeah, actually I have created the VM, but however that VM is not getting launched.
not launch. So delete it, launch, create another one, man. Okay,
Let me do it today
it's
again.
not, it's not production. Anoop, play around. So this is your custom domain name. So and I need to repeat it. We already did it actually by hand. Remember
Very
the
good.
screenshots?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have created the domain.
Yeah, Azure DNS, DNS delegations, right?
Mhm.
DNS records we have. So all those things are like only that. Okay. So you try to do these labs how much you possible. Play around the networking, play around the DNS, the firewall, all those things, and then we'll take the follow-up questions and we'll move forward.